Candidates, you will have 1 minute to respond to every question asked. A 30-second rebuttal will be allotted for each candidate who wishes to respond. There will be no more than 2 rebuttals. For each position, the audience will be allotted a question-answer session that any candidate can answer in order of who motions first. The questions asked tonight have been prepared by our Student Elections Committee under the direction of our Student Elections Committee Chair, Ms. Adrienne Jones. At any time, a candidate reserves the right to decline a question asked by their peers or the Student Elections Committee. Questions will be asked by the Student Elections Committee, people from the current royal court, and then from their peers. Failure to abide by the rules and guidelines outlined by the Student Elections Committee will result in infraction points as listed in the SEC codes. Without further ado, let us begin. At this time, we will have the first set of speeches from the candidates for Miss Senior, Ms. Brianna Prevoline, Ms. Brianna Spalding, and Ms. LaPree Rigsby.
Good evening, everyone. As I stand before you today, I'm reminded of a powerful moment from my theme, The Lion King. When Mufasa tells Simba, "You are more than what you have become." That line speaks to every one of us. Because here, on this campus, we're not just students. We are leaders in the making, and our pride is powerful. That is why my platform, Lead Like a Lion with Strength, Unity, and Legacy, is rooted in the belief that leadership isn't about titles. It's about transformation. And transformation starts when we choose to take care of each other. Because real strength means knowing when to pause, protect your peace, and prioritize your mental health. We deserve spaces that remind us that we're more than our stress, and that we are worthy of rest, wellness, and wholeness. But strength also means preparation. It means walking into every interview, networking event, or boardroom knowing that we're built for success. I want to help us build those bridges, to alumni, to industry leaders, to each other, so our purpose becomes our profession. It also means making our voices impossible to ignore. Our ideas, concerns, and dreams should shape this campus, not just pass through it. I believe in a space where we speak up and stand tall because lions don't whisper, they roar. And if we're going to leave a legacy, we need tools that last. Financial wisdom, ownership, and investment. Wealth that doesn't just flex for the moment, but feeds generations. Let's prepare for life after the cap and gown with power and purpose. And yes, let's celebrate. Let's make memories that matter. Let's leave this campus knowing that we didn't just pass through, but we left paw prints that can't be erased. We're not waiting to become leaders. We already are. The pride is watching. The moment is ours. So let's make sure we lead like lions. Thank you. I am Brianna Spalding, a criminal justice scholar with a minor in poli-sci, a proud Panther who has walked these grounds with purpose since day one. Today I stand before you not just as a candidate for Miss Senior, but as a reflection of the class of 2026, resilient, bold, and ready to finish what we started. My platform is rooted in 3 powerful truths: for the vision, for the legacy, and for the seniors. For the vision, because we deserve to see ourselves not just as students, but as the change makers, creators, and leaders we were destined to be. I will work to create senior-oriented events that honor our growth and give us moments we'll remember forever. For the legacy, because we are writing the final chapter of our CAU story. I want to leave behind a blueprint, programs that inspire, support, and uplift the classes after us. We're not just walking across that stage, we are leaving footprints. And for the seniors, because this moment is about us. This is our victory lap. I want to celebrate every scholar, artist, athlete, and activist who made it here, because we all deserve to be seen, heard, and celebrated. Like Beyonce said, I don't like to gamble, but if there's one thing I'm willing to bet on, it's myself. And as your Miss Senior, I'm betting on the brilliance, strength, and unity of the class of 2026. Together, we'll create memories, set the tone, and go out in our senior year the same way we came in, unapologetically unstoppable. Thank you, and remember, for the vision, for the legacy, and for the seniors.
Good evening to my 2-6 class, fellow Panthers, and faculty members. I am LaPree Rigsby, and I am running to be your next Miss Senior, not just as a title holder, but as a leader with a plan, a game plan. See, when you walk into a football stadium, the energy is electric. The players aren't just winging it. They've studied the plays, strategized, and prepared for greatness. And that's exactly what I've done for this moment, for this opportunity, and for this senior class. Pre's game plan is about more than spirit weeks, social events, or just showing up in a sash. It's about purpose, resilience, and impact. It's about creating a senior year that sets the tone for the rest of our lives, one filled with opportunity, legacy, and unity. Let's be real. Our journey hasn't been easy. Many of us are first-generation college students. Many of us are balancing jobs, leadership roles, families, and still showing up every day determined to win. I see you. I am you. And I want to lead with that same fire, with a plan that reflects us. Whether it's career development, more campus involvement, or just making sure your voice is heard, I'm bringing the plays that work. And I'm not afraid to speak out if it means better for my team, this class. My slogan says it best: embrace the game, embrace the change. Because if we're going to win, we've got to step up, own our power, and create the change we've been waiting on, together. So Panthers, I ask not just for your vote, for a crown. Vote for commitment. Vote for consistency. Vote for a campaign that's already moving like a championship team. This is Pre's game plan, and it's time to run the play. Thank you.
Your first question: how do you personally interpret the meaning of Clark Atlanta University's motto, and how has it influenced your journey?
I'll start. So how have I interpreted the motto, find a way or make one? Pretty much being a go-getter. So my freshman year at Clark Atlanta University, I am a first-generation college student, the youngest of 12. And so when I came down here, I didn't have any resources, no business attire, no computer. I did all my assignments on my iPhone or my roommate's computer. So that was just me finding a way to make one because I had something to prove. And I am just like the rest of you guys, hoping that you all have something to prove as well.
I can answer. When it comes to find a way or make one, I'm a transfer student, and when I came into Clark here with 75 credits, and so I was very accelerated for my age here at Clark Atlanta University. And me being as young as I am, find a way or make one was something that I really had to delve into, especially being a rising senior here at Clark. And so when it comes to culture for service and find a way or make one, that's something that all students have to go through. And we're here by ourselves, we're here independently, we're here coming from many different places, and we basically do have to find a way or make one. We have to acknowledge all the struggles, all the different things that we're going to go through, and we have to persevere through it.
Clark Atlanta's motto, I'll find a way or make one, to me it means just pushing through whatever obstacles that may occur, because through life, obstacles are always going to happen. So personally, I feel like I've used that motto when I felt like I couldn't come back to school. I had no support, but I still made a way. I made sure I found a job. I was working 40 hours, taking 6 classes, I still pushed through all the obstacles.
Thank you. Your second question: what do you see as the most impactful responsibility of this position?
I believe the most impactful responsibility is making sure that not just you are heard, but your class is heard, because we're not just ourselves right now, we're speaking for our class. We are representing our class, so we have to make sure that their voices are heard as well.
The most impactful thing for me in this position is making sure that I'm getting stuff done as well as my fellow classmates. So we are approaching our senior year, so making sure internships, graduation is in order. Just like you guys have to worry about that as well, I need to make sure, even though I am representing you guys, that I'm held accountable. So you need to see what representation looks like. So I need to make sure that I'm holding myself accountable as well as you guys.
For me, one of the most impactful things that I think about when it comes to this position is making sure that our rising seniors have enough materials and advice and advisory opinions so they can make sure post-graduation that they are successful in their careers. Most times when we think about seniors, we are scared about what's going to happen after college, whether maybe we're going to graduate school or whether we're going to law school like myself. And so I want to make sure that post-graduation that we're giving you all the materials and necessities that you need now so that you're prepared for life after college.
And now, we will have questions from the current Miss Senior, Miss Emaya Williams.
Hi, ladies. Y'all look so beautiful. Okay, my first question is, one second. As the right hand to your Miss CAU, how do you plan to balance your responsibilities as class queen and assist when needed for Miss CAU? Yes. As the right hand to your Miss CAU, how do you plan to balance your responsibilities as class queen and assist when needed for Miss CAU?
I can start. Well, firstly, in order to even be in the position of being the senior, you have to have an effective time management system. And I feel personally that I have a really good time management system as I do balance my classwork and schoolwork alongside all of my extracurricular activities. And so it really is just about seeing what is best for your position. We're sitting here and we're campaigning, meaning that we want to be in this position and that we are doing everything that we can to have this position, meaning that when it comes to balancing our schoolwork and balancing this position, if you have to get your schoolwork done first, always. But then on top of that, if there's any other kind of distractions or extracurricular activities that is in the way of making sure that we are representative of the school and of Miss CAU, then that means we need to make sure that this comes first.
I'll say it starts with going off of building a relationship with your Miss CAU, so making sure that you have that strong bond and are able to understand each other as well as read each other. You may be able to pick up where the Miss CAU is not able to pick up, so just building that relationship, because the relationship is going to get you a strong way, which is kind of why now during our showcase practice we kind of all have relationships so that whoever the next Miss CAU candidate will be, we'll already have that strong relationship and bond and know where to pick up where the other person might leave off.
I agree, and to piggyback off both of those, I also feel like going back to time management, that's really important, having your calendar and making sure that all your stuff is done ahead of time. Like, I know all my classwork for this week is done, And also communication. I don't know if you're struggling if you don't talk to me, so building that bond, making sure that we're talking to each other, yeah.
Thank you, ladies. Please give it up for the candidates for Miss Senior, Miss Brianna Kevelan, Miss Brianna Spalding, and Miss LaPree Rigsby.
Good evening, Clark Atlanta family. Good evening. Okay. My name is Jada Sky Juliet Spencer, and I am honored to stand before you as a candidate for Miss Junior. When I chose Ease on Down the Road to Success as my campaign team, it wasn't just about the whiz, it was about us, our journey, our challenges, our triumphs. Each of us came to CAU with dreams, but the road to success is not always easy. That is why I'm committed to leading with empowerment, advocacy, support, and engagement, because when we walk together, we will all win. E is for empowerment. As Ms. Junior, I'll create spaces where students feel confident, seen, and supported through mentorship and platforms that amplify our voices. A is for advocacy. I'll ensure our concerns are heard and fight for the resources that we need to grow academically, emotionally, and professionally. S is for support. As a proud Black Trinidadian, I believe in the power of community. I'll help foster a culture of care where no student feels alone. E is for engagement. I'll bring us together through meaningful events and initiatives that build real connections throughout our campus. Clark Atlanta University. We are powerful beyond measure. When we move together, when we lift each other up, there is no limit to what we can achieve. So let's ease on down this road together. Thank you.
Your first question, what inspired your decision to run for this specific role instead of others?
Okay, so my freshman year, I was alone. Well, not really alone, but I was shy. I didn't come out my room. I knew what I came to Clark to do, and I felt like I needed to get out of my shell. So my sophomore year, I applied for the sophomore class representative role, which I got, which led to me getting into more doors. And then I just started seeing how the Royal Court moves, and I realized that this is something that I wanted to be a part of. Even prior, when I was a freshman, I knew that this was something that I wanted to be a part of. I wanted to be a voice for my class. I'm always the voice in everything that I do prior to Clark Atlanta. So that's why I decided to apply for this role.
Your second question, what are the top 3 qualities that make you an effective leader?
My voice, poise, respect, dignity, dedication. Yeah.
And now, we will have questions from the current Mr. Junior, Mr. Javari Carlton.
Good evening, Queen. How are you?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. So I'm just going to ask you one question, okay? You ready? If elected as the next Miss Junior, how do you plan to carry on the legacy of the current and previous Miss Juniors while serving and creating your own legacy?
Okay, so I'm obviously inspired by Layla Ahmed. So knowing what she has done as Miss Junior pushed me to want to be Miss Junior. So let's start there. That's what it was. And as I previously said, I've had trouble with speaking up for myself, and I was shy, but I know that I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of things that I want to do, and the shy people are always overlooked. Let's be clear. So, as Miss Junior, I will continue on the legacy because I know what I can do with the voice that I have, and that's just it.
Thank you, Queen.
Please give it up for the candidate for Miss Junior, Ms. Jayla Spencer. Now, we will hear speeches from our candidates for Mr. Junior, Mr. Dorian Hoyt and Mr. Quan Jackson.
Good evening, CAU. How y'all feeling tonight? I am Dorian Hoyt, a proud mass media arts major with a concentration in radio, television, and film. And the position I am vying for is Mr. Junior of the 2025-2026 school year. As we approach our junior year, we envision a future filled with unity, empowerment, and Panther excellence. But how do we transform this vision into a reality? Anything essential is recognized by the bridge or aspirations. Oh, shoot. As we approach our junior year, we envision a future filled with unity, empowerment, As we approach our junior year, we envision a future filled with unity, empowerment, and Panther excellence. Anything essential to recognize the bridge between our aspirations and the tangible steps we take to achieve them, this bridge is built on reality. R represents ensuring every junior's voice is heard and feels seen. Our diverse experiences and perspectives are threads that weave the rich tapestry of engagement, creating events that bridge us together. Share experience forge lasting bonds through collaborative events and initiatives. We can build a sense of belonging that transcends the classroom and resonates throughout our campus. Action, turning ideas into impactful change. Dreams and aspirations fuel our journey, but it is through decisive actions that we manifest them by taking concrete steps onto our goals. We transform our collective visions into tangible outcomes. Thank you. Blessings to my Clark Atlanta family. To be honest, my pitch isn't perfect, but it's me. It's real, it's raw, it's bold, and it's creative. But that's what makes it authentic. I'm not here to put on a mask to be your next Mr. Junior. I'm not campaigning to impress nor for popularity. I was fortunate enough to be blessed at the age of 16 with my brand by my father, Perfect Circle. And now I stand before you all to share that with my Clark Atlanta family. My goal is to serve by allowing the dreamers, the human beings, to know that being yourself is what makes us successful, not only within ourselves, but together. Being yourself allows you to strive to be perfect. But in reality, you will never be perfect. But because you strive to be perfect each and every day, you allow yourself to be as successful as you can possibly be. You also allow yourself to follow the principle, the success principle, be, do, and have. I suggest you all Google it, because it's powerful. I chose the Perfect class as my campaign because my brand is called Perfect Circle, who has a very saying that together we win. And I live by that saying, strive to be perfect, including the ones in your circle. This isn't just a campaign. This is an energy. This is a way of life. One that makes people believe not only in themselves, but also others. Remember, what you see in yourself is what you see in others. And I see you all in this room as kings and queens. Before I lead anyone, I ensure that God leads me. Amen. I make it my intention to keep him first in everything that I do, because he's the reason why both me and you are even in this room today. And with that mindset, the sky is not the limit. It's only 25%. I am Quan Jackson, running to be your next Mr. Junior for the class of 2027. Thank you.
Your first question, how has a past challenge or leadership experience prepared you for the demands of this role?
Wow, that is a very great question. And I feel like I have the perfect experience to answer that question. As a freshman, being from New Orleans, where all the odds are stacked against you, coming to a place where you have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable and learn to articulate yourself in the same way because your accent is just so strong. my freshman year, with that brand that I talked about just now, I was fortunate enough to sow seeds, and the seeds that I basically reaped allowed me to hit 6 figures with my brand. But, thank you. But with the kid who wasn't necessarily financially literate, without knowing how to manage that money, nothing of that matters. So basically, my brand went into a financial deficit. And I know a lot of times it's easier said than done to communicate and utilize the help that's next to you. But I had to encourage myself to go to mentors, go to other people who had skin in the game, and ask them for help, and even ask team members from New Orleans, who are currently my team members to this day, even on my campaign team, to help me pack orders. They're in the back, thank you. And because of that one challenge, it molded me to not only persevere, because I still finished that semester, both semesters, with a 4.0, something I couldn't even achieve in high school, which is crazy to say, but it taught me the principles that I live on today, like the be, do, and haves, and the principles to put people before you, before yourself, and to be a servant of God, so that God may bless you, and he continues to bless you to the point to where all you want to do is serve. So that's why that experience allows me to be in this leadership role.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. How has a past challenge or leadership experience prepared you for the demands of this role?
Thank you for that question. Past experiences has prepared me for this position as Mr. Junior. I would say one past experience that has prepared me for this role. Well, as the role of Mr. Junior, I feel like it's important to be the voice right alongside with your queen. And at this point in life, I have a leadership role at my job, and I am the voice for my team members. And I feel like me being the voice for my team members and stuff like that at my job, that has prepared me to be the voice of my class of 2027.
Thank you. And candidates, please be reminded that you only have 30 seconds to respond to each question. Your second question: what made Clark Atlanta University stand out to you when choosing where to pursue your education?
Do you mind repeating that question one more time? I'm sorry.
Yes. What made Clark Atlanta University stand out to you when choosing where to pursue your education?
That's a beautiful question. God is my only answer. God.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. What made Clark Atlanta University stand out to you when choosing where to pursue your education?
When choosing where to pursue my education, Clark stood out to me. What stood out to me most about Clark is the feeling of family here that you probably won't get at a PWI. Having to find a black student union,
Everyone here is black, correct? So I feel like well, through our shared experiences, that's one reason Clark stood out to me in my search for college.
Thank you. And now we will have questions from the current Mr. Junior, Mr. Javari Carlton.
Good evening, Kings. How are you?
Good, and yourself?
I'm amazing, thank you. So I'm gonna just ask you one question, okay? Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Y'all don't have to call me sir, okay? What personal attributes do you possess that can contribute to your role as Mr. Junior?
Ooh. Okay. Bold, authentic, creative, spiritual, adventurous, curious, intentional, loving, passionate, and happy.
Yeah, sure. What personal attributes do you possess that can contribute to your role as the next Mr. Junior? Think about the question.
That is a great question. Granted, I am a little anxious right now. Once you get to know me, y'all will see that this is all like, it's all, I don't know why. It's,
Take your time and think about the question. Take your time and think about the question. Do not answer if you're not prepared to answer, okay? Take your time. Take your time. Be yourself. Think about the question. You want me to ask you? Sure. What personal attributes do you possess that you can contribute? Oh, I'm sorry, this is the wrong question. If elected, what personal attributes do you possess that can contribute to your role as the next Mr. Junior?
my relatability. I feel like I'm very relatable. I feel like I'm very relatable, open. I am an open book. Anything anybody wants to come and ask me, I'm willing to answer, willing to help guide them through. And if I don't have the answer for it, I could find a way to get the answer for it, find a way to make one. Yeah.
Thank you, Kings.
And now we will hear speeches from the candidates for Miss Sophomore, Miss Destiny Granberry and Miss Shelby Hadley.
Good evening, CAU family. How are y'all? How are you feeling? Okay. My name is Destiny Granberry. I am a first-year psychology major from Nashville, Tennessee, and I am running to be your next Miss Sophomore. I believe this is bigger than a crown. This is about connection, representation, and impact. My campaign stands on 5 strong pillars: fellowship, resources, engagement, service, and honor. I want to create a real community where we show up for each other, where no one is overlooked, and where every voice holds weight. So the question becomes, why me? Because I am not here to make noise, I am here to make moves. I am not asking to be crowned, I am asking to be trusted with your ideas, your voices, and your vision. If you are ready for a leader who will listen,
who will deliver and who will stand with you, but not above you, then I am ready to serve. Let us make this sophomore year one to remember, not just for what we did, but for how we felt doing it. United, celebrated, and seen. In this leadership position, I will be able to continue a legacy and humbly hold my class on my shoulders. I am Destiny Granberry, your current fresh princess, and hopefully your Miss Sophomore. Thank you.
Good evening, Panther family. I just want to say that I am very blessed and thankful to be standing before all of you today. Now, a wise person once stated, when I dare to be powerful, then it becomes less and less important whether I am afraid. Greetings. I am Shelby Janae Hadley, a distinguished freshman mass media arts scholar hailing from the city of the soul, Jackson, Mississippi. I stand before you today with confidence and poise as I challenge you to think about the future. Each of us has a bright future ahead of us, and knowing what lies within makes the future that much brighter. My platform, which is inspired by Raven from That's So Raven, highlights the positivity and boldness that lives with each and every one of us, to enrich the culture of Clark Atlanta University and build a legacy that will transcend in years to come. It first starts with you. Each of us has a light inside of us. Once we all recognize our full potential, we all become unstoppable. I'm looking at a crowd full of capable, beautiful, and excellent individuals. So dare to be powerful, dare to unlock your full potential, and dare to change the world, because we will empower and not cower. Do it for the future. Gazing into the future means to be fearless, unite talent by unveiling resilience and excellence. We're too powerful to be afraid. And again, I am Shelby Janae Hadley, vying to be your next Miss Sophomore.
Your first question, how do you plan to enhance the student experience for those in your classification?
Thank you for that question. As you all know, I am a member of the band. So sitting at the table as Miss Sophomore will give the band, along with myself, a firsthand experience as to what is happening with my classification. I will be able to represent the band in mixing my own class to see more opportunities culturally, for HBCU, and yeah.
If I am given the chance to serve as your next Miss Sophomore, we are making change. Grade 2-8, we've been making a lot of waves. We've been making a lot of motion, doing a lot currently, and to continue to enhance the experience, we have to continue to make change, but not just speak about the change, but be the change makers. We have to do what we say we're gonna do, and if given the platform, I will make sure that we are and will still be the change makers. Okay, grade 2-8.
Your second question, what leadership qualities do you admire and how do you incorporate them into your own leadership style?
I pride myself on being very empathetic. I see past any wall that somebody has built up. I want to see past that and I want to see who you are. Just being able to do that, it allows me to be a good leader because I not only see the outside qualities of you, but I want to know who you are and what your potential is and how can we highlight that and make you a better leader and a better person overall. So I pride myself on that, and that makes me, I feel like a good leader.
A quality that I have that I feel like is very important when trying to step into leadership is perseverance, especially at HBCU when you're involved in multiple different organizations. It can be a lot while trying to keep up with class and while also showing up for the different organizations that you're in. So being able to persevere through different trials and tribulations, because we all know they come our way, then I feel like, yes, I'll be able to be a good leader.
And now we will have questions from the current Miss Sophomore, Miss Faith Jones.
Hey, future queens, how are you guys doing?
Good, Queen. How you doing?
Okay, so my question to you all is, as the next Miss Sophomore, how will you guys use your role as Miss Sophomore to help mentor your next Miss Freshman when she gets to campus?
Okay. As Miss Sophomore, I feel like learning from you as well and being able to carry on your legacy, because every legacy starts with the foundation, which is what you built for us, then I will be able to learn from you and learn from all of our other queens and easily be able to pass down the knowledge that I have to them through, making sure we communicate at all times, because if we're on the same page, then excellence will always happen.
I want to continue to be a sponge. I want my brain to be picked. I want to gain anything I can from anybody as far as like a queen that is older than me. Anything that I can gain and obtain, I want to be able to pass that down, specifically to the next Miss Freshman. Being educated means that you can do the educating. So in order to make sure that I train up or mentor the next Miss Freshman means that I have to know what I need to do as well. So being educated will allow me to be a better mentor to the next Miss Freshman.
Thank you guys, have a great week.
And now we will have a question from your peers. What separates you from past Miss Sophomores?
I believe that the past Miss Sophomore is Faith, amazing individual, pours into others like no other. I want to do this because this is way bigger than me, and I can go on for days and days on how this type, it's not even a title, it's not just a crown, it's something that I want to do, fully immerse myself to make sure that it's for the betterment of the students, y'all, and just make sure that I'm doing it not only for me, but something that is way larger than me. So it'll transcend past what past queens have done. I want to elevate what they have done, and for the future, I want to make sure that they continues to grow, the legacy continues to grow, and just do it because it's not about me, it's about a purpose much larger than me.
Can you repeat the question one more time?
Yes. What separates you from past Miss Sophomores?
Okay, as I stated earlier, I am in the band, and from what I know, nobody in the band has ever been on Royal Court, so I will be starting a new legacy on top of upholding a legacy from Miss Faith. And I just feel like me being able to have the discipline that I do have, that I've learned through all these different organizations I've been involved in, then I'll be able to set another foundation while also building onto her foundation and making sure the queens that come after me will be able to know what I did and know my name.
All right, please give it up for the candidates for Miss Sophomore, Miss Destiny Granberry and Miss Shelby Hatley.
Good evening. I am Jahari Jackson, a freshman, mass media major, all the way from Louisville, Kentucky, and I am invited to be your next Mr. Sophomore. Being on the drum line has taught me discipline, commitment, and how to keep going, even when the tempo gets tough. These values are the foundation of my campaign. I'm all about being fresh, and I'm here to represent you. Fellowship means creating a sense of community where every student feels valued. I'll host networking nights, casual hangouts, and icebreaker events to foster connection. Resources are essential for our success. I'll bring study sessions, financial planning workshops, and mental health check-ins with partnership with campus organizations. Engagement is about being involved. From talent showcases and recreation days to creative competitions, I'll provide opportunities for everyone to participate and make lasting memories. Service means giving back. I'll organize initiatives like the mental health walks and volunteer drives to support both our campus and local communities. Honor is leading with integrity. I promise to always act with honesty and respect. I'll host leadership workshops and create peer recognition programs to ensure we lead by example. Let's bring this energy and make our sophomore year one to remember. Vote Jahari Jackson for Mr. Sophomore. The superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. Greetings, I am Quinn Dundays, a first-year business administration major, hailing from Sumter, South Carolina, vying to be the 7th Mr. Sophomore. I come before you standing on the platform of gentlemen in action. To aspire, have courage, to transcend, recognize influence, overcome barriers, and exude nobility. And to aspire is setting ambitious goals to achieve greatness. It is imperative that we strive to be our best selves. That comes with determining where we plan to go and how we're going to get there. We have to figure out how we can effectively create an environment that uplifts students and encourages them to succeed. Having the courage is to face adversity and to move forward. We have to fight against all the challenges that come our way. Being courageous is charging to the front line and truly advocating for those we are leading. This is not the time for us to sit back and watch, but a time to continue a movement bigger than any of us. To transcend is going beyond expectations, elevating yourself and others. We know as African American people, we have to work twice as hard as anybody in society. If we all work hard and show the value in it, everyone around us will follow suit. Recognizing influence is understanding the power that our words and actions have. We are the trendsetters. We have the potential to create whatever community we think of. To accomplish this, we have to recognize the way we speak. We have to act as if we want to see change and allow ourselves to adapt to any environment. Overcoming barriers is using obstacles as stepping stones towards growth. We have to push against the forces working against us to create beauty through our struggles. Though it may feel like we constantly experience hardship, you must remember iron sharpens iron. It may be tough, but it can only make us stronger. Exuding nobility is carrying yourself with honor and integrity as a Panther. We wear CAU with pride. We have to represent ourselves as a reflection of our beloved institution. We are all kings and queens, but for the world to be reminded of this, we have to present ourselves as such. Remember to crown GQ.
And now we will have questions from the SEC. Candidates, please be reminded that you do not have to answer any questions if you so choose not to. Your first question, how do you handle criticism in difficult situations while maintaining grace and poise?
I'll answer that one. I believe that in order to be a leader, you must not think you always have the answers. It's okay to ask help. Sometimes people's opinions or advice are things that you overlooked in the past. So I feel like as a leader, it's okay to listen to other people even if they're below you as well. So it's good to be open-minded.
I think that as a leader, it's imperative that we realize that criticism is only, like Jahari said, to help us. You have to be open to hear everybody's viewpoints and everybody's understanding, and also willing to accept the fact that everybody doesn't understand your viewpoint. So you may not see it the way they see it, and we all have different stories and we come from different places, which develops our mindsets to account to that as such. So I think that criticism is really beauty in the fact that everyone sees some way to help you and they can figure a way to build together. Thank you.
Thank you. Your second question, what personal or professional skills do you aim to develop through this leadership opportunity?
Thank you for that question. I think that as Mr. Sophomore, what I'm looking forward to the most is the ability to truly network with alumni and people that can actually bring things to CAU. In these positions, we have to realize the power that we actually have. We can really advocate for student life, for student body, and bring those resources to Clark Atlanta. As Mr. Sophomore, I think of it as a tool more so than a privilege. We can really use this to create something so much more beautiful, so much more powerful, and something more long-lasting at Clark Atlanta University.
As Mr. Sophomore, I plan on being the bridge that builds brings people closer together. I feel that no student body should be disconnected. I feel that you don't always know everybody. There's more people to know, and you should never get comfortable with the clique or the group that you have. So, yeah.
And now, we will have questions from the current Mr. Sophomore, Mr. Jaden Evans.
What's going on, everybody? So today, I just want to ask y'all, how do you define integrity and describe a time you had to stand alone for something you believed in?
Integrity to me means doing what's right even when no one's watching. Always holding yourself to not just one standard, but always be willing to go above the standard that you set yourself to. One time I had to overcome something that challenged my morals. Going to a private school where there weren't, as many black faces as me. It's hard for, leadership to sometimes see where I come from or know where I'm come from, and sometimes I just have to accept the fact that, I'm different, and it's okay.
I think that integrity means, as Mr. Sophomore, holding your crown high no matter the kingdom, being an athlete no matter the arena. We have to always show up and show out and advocate for our people because we are the student leaders, we are the voices. And personally, experience that I have had is in high school, I was actually able to advocate for my senior class on things that were going on with our administration, how we weren't being treated correctly. And it's just being able to find that common ground and actually stand for what you believe in and staying true to who you are and where you come from.
And now, we will have questions from your peers. Your first question, how important is mental health to you? And if elected, what will you do to fulfill that aspect?
For me, mental health is a very sensitive subject, and as a student leader, I'm okay with even talking about it, having that conversation. Over the weekend, we were able to participate in the Mental Health Summit, and it's something that is so powerful, something that a lot of more people should have been in attendance for, because we had these sessions where we were talking to these people and unpacking certain traumas that even we deal with and we don't realize that everyone deals with. And we have to be able to open that conversation and make it universal for everyone to be able to say, hey, I'm not okay, or hey, I need to lean on my sister, I need to lean on my brother at this time. It's important that we just constantly provide spaces where that conversation is open to be had and everyone on campus feels safe to talk about their own mental health.
Could you please repeat the question?
Yes. How important is mental health to you? And if elected, what will you do to fulfill that aspect?
To me, mental health is extremely important. I think everyone should understand that it's okay not to be okay. I think everyone should have someone or something that checks in on them, even if they don't want to talk about their mental health or what's going on. Just the feeling of knowing that someone cares and someone is concerned about your well-being is enough. And I plan on implementing mental health walks to make sure that people have a group of people that they can lean on in times where they may need someone to talk to or they may need someone just to hang out with. Thank you.
Your second question, if leadership is about service, not status, how do you plan to serve rather than be seen?
I plan to serve by not only knowing that I have to give something, you have to, how can I say this? Not only do you have to give something to get something, you have to put out something to get something in return. And service isn't just about you, it's about everyone that you're affecting as well. So, thank you.
when it comes to serving and not being seen, I think that it's okay, even in these positions where we are the face of the university, to play the back, to let other people advocate, let other people be a part of the movement. Because even if no one in this room votes for me, even if I don't get the position of Mr. Sophomore, I promise you that I will always be an advocate for my school and for my class. It's all about being that voice regardless of the title, regardless of the position, and reaching out to people, actually connecting with people. Because a smile and a wave is nice, but what's really going on behind closed doors?
Your final question. How will you use your platform to continue the HBCU Royal Court legacy?
I will use my platform by making sure that everyone's voice is heard. Everyone's voice matters. Even if you're not the loudest voice in the room, everybody still should have the opportunity to speak their opinion, because everybody's opinion is different and everyone should be heard.
Using my platform to continue the HBCU Royal Court legacy would strictly be on moving in action, truly doing stuff, not just holding the title, not just going to the football games, not just being at coronation, but actually hosting service events, actually reaching out to our community, actually preparing the incoming freshmen. Because yes, we're freshmen now, but one day we'll be the seniors. One day we'll be the graduate students. We have to set the tone to where it's known that this is what Clark Atlanta is, this is what Clark Atlanta does, and this is what you as a Panther have to embody.
Thank you. Please give it up for the candidates for Mr. Sophomore, Mr. Jahari Jackson and Mr. Quindon Davis.
Thank you all. You guys are amazing. Good evening, Panther family. Hold on. Good evening, Panther family. Good evening. I am Cameron Foreman, and I'm standing before you not just as a candidate for Mr. Clark Atlanta University, but as your brother, your teammate, your class representative, and most importantly, your servant leader. This campaign is more than a title. It's a call to action. So come join this journey with me through the circle of life. This teaches us to honor our past, empower our present, and build a future where we all can be proud of ourselves. Just like Simba, I have faced trials, but I never let fear define me. I remember who I am, but most importantly, whose I am. That's why I am here today, to find your purpose, your power, and your place in the CAU circle of life. I believe in L, leadership rooted in purpose. I, integrity as your guiding light. Fellowship that fosters unity and also empowerment through education. As Mr. CAU, I'll lead with respect, transparency, and accountability, honoring every voice. Through men of achievement, I'll uplift our collegiate men with mentorship, mental health support, and character building. I'll work to expand academic resources, boost career readiness, and also open doors for scholarships, because true leadership isn't about what you can take from it, it's about what can you give. So I ask you today, will you walk with me on this journey for passion, purpose, and Panther pride? I am here to help you find your purpose in the CAU circle of life. So, if you leave nothing here today, remember who you are.
Good evening, everybody. How we doing tonight? Y'all good? My name is Jaden Griffin. I'm a junior mass media arts major with a concentration in radio, television, and film. Your power, your path, your legacy. These words aren't just a slogan. They represent everything I believe in. As a proud Panther, I understand the power we each hold to create change, to lead with purpose, to uplift one another. My journey has been one of growth, resilience, and service. And I'm ready to take the next step by becoming your 7th Mr. Clark Atlanta University. I'm not just walking my path, I'm bringing my community with me, making sure every voice is heard and every student feels seen. This campaign is more than just a title. It's about building a legacy. I do so with a vision rooted in unity, purpose, and pride. I believe in LEGACY, not just as an acronym, but as a mission. L, lift every voice. Leadership means uplifting the entire community. E, embody the spirit. I will reflect Panther pride and Black excellence. G, grind with purpose. Everything I do will be intentional and impactful. A, amplify our roots. Our culture and history deserve daily celebration. C, carry the flame. I honor those who led before me and continue their legacy. Y, you define the future. Every student holds the power to shape what's next. I'm running for Mr. CAU because I believe in the strength of our student body and the potential we all carry. I want to lead by example, to inspire through action, and to represent our university with pride. Together, we can write the next chapter of our Panther legacy, one rooted in unity, excellence, and undeniable Panther pride. Thank you.
Your first question, if given the opportunity, what immediate steps would you take to improve student life through your position?
Thank you for that question. With my mentorship program, the Men of Achievement, I hope to embody the younger generation, to empower them, to uplift them. And we all know it's not about what you can give, but how can you pour? How can you show them their potential? Because we all are Black, and we must be a community. Thank you.
I would say for me, I would go straight to the potential vice president, the potential president, SGA, the treasurer, the secretary, even a common student here at Clark Atlanta University. And it takes all of us together to make one large voice. Thank you.
Your next question, what makes you different from the other candidates?
Thank you for that question. However, my candidate, he is very powerful. I am proud of you, actually, by the way. The difference I will teach people to lead with confidence. We have to pour into each other, because if we don't, who will? I'm here for the people. I'm not running for this position because of me. I want to see the smile on all of you guys' faces. So CAU, let's find a way or make one. Thank you.
I would say what makes me different from the other candidates is that a lot of things that have gotten talked about through my matriculation here at Clark Atlanta University have always been up in the air. And I've always been the type of person where if I hear something up in the air, I'm gonna do my best possible, whatever I can do to make that happen. As far as initiatives, as far as community service, as far as making sure students are heard, felt, and seen. I don't want to walk by a single student any type of day and they're telling me that they're not being heard, they're not being seen, and they're not being understood. I want to make sure that every single person in this room gets a chance to speak up and gets a chance to get heard, get seen, and get felt. And that's my mission. Thank you.
And now, we will have questions from the current Mr. Clark Atlanta University, Mr. Ezekiel Stevens.
Good evening, gentlemen. How y'all feeling?
Good. How are you? Good evening.
I'm blessed and highly favored. All right. Let's go ahead. I'm only going to ask y'all one question only, all right? What impact do you hope to have on future generation of men at your HBCU, and how can you use your platform to support young men who aspire to lead, succeed in a society that often marginalizes their voices and contributions?
Thank you for that question. Like I've said, my platform is the CAU Finding Your Purpose in the Circle of Life, guys. Leadership through purpose. We must pour into the younger generation so they can find a purpose. It is not just because we are up here on this stage before you today. We must tell them that they gotta be confident. They gotta do better than everyone else, because if we're one step behind, and our mindset should be, we're 3 steps forward. So you must implement confidence in everybody in the world. Thank you.
Ever since I was a little boy, I've always had somebody to look up to.
Hold on real quick, hold on. Go ahead.
Ever since I was a little boy, I've always had somebody to look up to. When I first grew up on this campus, my actual mentor, my advisor, was the first person I looked up to. The man standing right there in the back, Mr. Fabian Hurd, say hello. And he showed me the ropes of what life was like when you got to college. And from that moment early on, I knew I wanted to be a student at an HBCU. And I got here. And I remember taking a tour with Fabian Hurd one day, and he said to me, he was like, you know, you're gonna be a great student here. And I didn't know what he meant. And that same day, my application was pending. I got accepted into Clark Atlanta University. And now I'm standing here before you. And my platform is rooted on legacy. My mission ever since, just from that interaction, has been always to uplift younger people than me, with no matter whether they're in high school, no matter whether they're freshmen, sophomore, junior. I even try to do as much as I can to uplift the people around me that's in my own class and the people that came before me. So it doesn't matter who's before you, who's after you, as long as you can uplift your entire community around you, that's what matters. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now, we will have questions from your peers. Your first question, how do you plan to use your platform to impact the students?
I plan to use my platform to impact the students by, well, everybody that's came up here has always talked about legacy, right? So bringing legacy into the conversation. When we're talking about legacy, what does legacy look like? Well, when I first got here, Larry Wells Jr. was the 4th Mr. Clark Atlanta University. I ended up being on Anthony Mitchell's court, the 5th in the Flyers. So I was Mr. Sophomore, and that made me realize, hey, if he can do it, I can do it too. If I can do it, anybody in this room can do it too. It's not just me up here that's on this mic right now. Y'all can come up here and do the same thing. Thank you.
Thank you. May I have the question again, please?
Yes. How do you plan to use your platform to impact the students?
Like I've said, guys, this is truly for you. Finding your purpose in the CAU circle of life. We must empower ourselves. We are already the minority, but when we have belief in one of another, we are the what? Majority. I'll just leave it at that. Thank you.
Your second question, what are specific initiatives you will use to address the lack of engagement from student body and within political advocacy?
Thank you for that question. Can you please restate that question one more time?
Yes. What are specific initiatives you will use to address the lack of engagement from student body and within political advocacy?
Thank you for that question. One of the initiatives that I would use is just, like I said before, my goal is to get everybody together so we can all use one big voice. It doesn't take not one single person in this room to not speak up. I feel like everybody has a mouth for a reason, you know what I'm saying? I think the best thing for a person to use is their voice. Coming from a person who has struggled to speak, has struggled to open up in large spaces like this, and it's crazy because y'all may be like, oh, he's an actor. Well, it's different. I've been the type of person to always be shy, and this takes me outside of my comfort zone. So I would always love to give back to the people who are looking forward to doing these positions but don't know how to. That's always been my main mission. That's always been my motivation. I love the people around me. I love the other candidate standing across from me, sitting next to me.
I love you too, my brother.
Sorry, y'all, I didn't mean to get deep, but this is really just my purpose and what I feel like everybody around me is my community. That's my initiative. That's my main goal. Thank you.
Thank you. May you ask the question one more time for me, please?
Yes. What are specific initiatives you will use to address the lack of engagement from student body and within political advocacy?
Thank you for that question. We're going to implement, we had CAU at the Capitol, right? But I don't think I've seen everybody there. So the first thing we do when we have a problem is to figure out what is the problem. So what we must do, we must have events talking about the political differences that's happening today to empower the students. So next time when we have CAU at the Capitol, it look like the AUC at the Capitol. Thank you.
And the final question, if you win, how will you advocate for Clark Atlanta University?
Thank you for that question. The way that I will advocate for Clark Atlanta University is what I'm doing now. What are we talking about? Like I said, finding your purpose. As long as we know the CAU purpose or find a way or make one, we don't have to ask no questions. We gotta sit at the table. And look, don't be sorry for your seat at the table. Demand your seat at the table.
I'm sorry, could you please repeat that question?
Yes. If you win, how will you advocate for Clark Atlanta University?
I would advocate for Clark Atlanta University through my community. I feel like everybody in this room right now, we are Clark Atlanta University. What is Clark Atlanta University without us? Thank you.
I just want to say thank you all for hearing us out today. It really means something to me to really have people that believe in you. Thank you. I believe in y'all as well.
Please give it up for the candidates for Mr. Clark Atlanta University, Mr. Cameron Foreman, and Mr. Jalen Griffin.